Coach, want to get your impression on Greg Little's first start for the team here.
Yeah, he did really well in there, man. I was proud of him. I think it's been a little while since he played, and he had a great week of preparation, and he went out there against some good players and performed pretty well, man. So I was really happy for him. I think he was really proud of himself after the game. It was a really cool moment.
With Liam so far, Matt, just thoughts on how he's done? Do you feel like left guard has turned out so far, small sample size, to be a good spot for him?
Yeah, I think it's turned out to be a good spot for him. I think every guy on the field is always striving to be better. Like you said, it's a small sample size up to this point, but I know he's working at it. I think he's done some really good things out there, and I know he'll keep getting better.
Matt, how much does it help the offensive line to know that you have a fullback who can clear the path as well as Alec can?
Yeah, I think it's great to have a guy like Alec out there. He's a tone setter for the whole offense and the whole team. Just his physicality, his kind of the multiple ways you can use him. I mean, he had a knockdown block on essentially a defensive end on the line of scrimmage early in the game, and then you turn around and he's making a block 30 yards downfield and springing what could have been a regular pass play into an explosive. So I think everyone is excited to have him on the field.
Are fullbacks supposed to be that fast to get
I don't know if they're supposed to be, but I'm happy ours is.
Was there much doubt in your mind last week about Terron playing? Obviously listed as questionable. He was sort of non-committal Friday, or had you known he'd be able to play through the toe?
I felt pretty confident that he's going to be able to play. I mean, you're talking about a pro, guy who's been doing it a long time, knows his body, knows what he's got to get out of any given week to be ready to play on Sunday. So, yeah.
And also, this fell through the cracks where we didn't have a chance to ask Mike yesterday about it, but just bringing in Brandon Shell, is that just to have a veteran in the building on the practice squad, see what he still has left in case break glass if needed?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that's really a question for the front office and Mike. I just coached a room, but he's been good so far. I mean, I watched his tape from previous years. I think he's a really good player. He's a veteran player. He knows how to play, knows his own skill set. We're getting him in shape right now, and what that leads to, we'll see.
Coach, if I may go back to Terron Armstead, on that game-winning drive, we kind of saw him calming the offense down, kind of getting guys, in the right rhythm. We know what he does as position at left tackle, but I was curious if you could speak to the ripple effect that he has in the rest of the room, just by everything that he brings as a professional.
Yeah, I think he has a ripple effect on the team. I mean, I think it's been like that since the day he joined the team. I mean, again, pro's pro, very smart, articulate man, knows not only what he needs to do, but what everyone needs to be doing in terms of scheme, technique, and just like behavior stuff. So I think there's a ripple effect on the whole team with Terron. That was I saw that little clip, and I think that was a cool moment. But I mean, that's something that he brings to the table every day. So.
Matt, against New England, Terron and a couple of the others talked about communication and identification was a little bit rough in the first half. It got much better in the second half. I'm wondering how it went last week, and how long does that generally take?
Yeah. I think it was better last week. Still room for improvement. In terms of a timeline, I think that goes back to answering the question about Liam. I mean, you're always striving for it to be better, right? So, I mean, you're always striving for perfection, knowing that how hard that is to achieve. So, I don't have a timeline for you. I think we're making the right strides. I think we know the things that we need to get better at, and the guys are working at it.
So Terron is good to go again. What are your thoughts on the matchup against Von Miller and also Greg Michelle on the other side?
Yeah, I mean, I think Buffalo's got really good players on defense at multiple positions, and obviously their defensive ends are really good players. Von's been a great player in the league for a long time. So, I mean, we know the challenge in front of us. Terron Armstead is a really good player, and he knows not only how he needs to play individually in a game, but also against the different types of opponents he's going to face. So, I always feel good rolling out there at 72.
Kind of piggybacking off that 72 versus Von battle, we get excited on receivers versus DBs. You get excited on a matchup like this where you have one of your guys versus one of their.
I don't ever look at it like one-on-ones. We got 5 guys on the field at every time. I'm just excited to see our team go out there and play against a really good football team and see how we stack up. So I wouldn't say that I get particularly excited about one individual matchup like that. Plus, we'll see where 40 lines up. So, yeah,
To add to that point, during the game, I'm not sure if you're on the sideline, if you're in the box.
I'm on the
but-
sideline.
Okay. Are you like intently watching like just the offensive line? I mean, obviously that's your position group, but like I guess during the game, I guess like what are you looking at, or what are you really focusing on?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a whole checklist of things you're trying to look at, but obviously the main focus would be on my guys, but you're surveying the defense, seeing how things what tells they're showing that could potentially lead to things unfolding certain ways, and then what that would lead to for our guys in terms of reactionary things. And then we could use some of those tells on the sideline as we're going through corrections. But, I mean, the majority of the time that the offense is on the field, yeah, I mean, my eyes are on my guys.
I know Travis asked you about Greg Little. What NFL skill did you see when you looked at his tape that made him a high pick that manifested itself on Sunday?
I mean, the guy's got a lot of physical tools. I mean, there's a reason he was a high pick. I mean, he's probably 6'6", 325 pounds. He's got long arms, good feet, he can bend. I mean, those guys don't grow on trees. So, I mean, that's what everyone saw when he was coming out, And in terms of manifesting itself on the game, I mean, I think he just was locked in and ready to play, and he went out and executed his job. I'm not going to speak on the things that have happened to him or haven't happened to him in the past because I had nothing to do with any of that, good or bad. I know that since I've been here, Greg's done everything we've asked, and I'm really happy that he's been able to go out there and perform.
On the first touchdown to Jalen Waddle, Armstead went downfield and made a block, and we've seen him move. To be honest, I didn't watch him that much in New Orleans, but his ability to move is a lot more than I think most left tackles. Is it, or is that?
Yeah, I mean, I think he ran a 4.6 coming out of college, so that's pretty good. You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, I mean, he's really athletic, quick twitch, fast guy. On the touchdown to Waddle, I mean, Liam had a really nice block too. So, but yeah, Terron can roll.
I guess speaking of Liam, what kind of growth have you seen in him playing left guard, from being able to focus really on one position throughout the offseason, and also being able to play next to a guy like Terron?
Yeah, I think he's gotten better throughout the course of the offseason. Each position has its own intricacies. If you haven't played the position before, it's going to take some time for you to maybe pick up on some of those things. I think playing next to Terron is an advantage for anybody. I mean, like I said, the guy's a pro, so he's going to be someone that's going to be able to help him see things a certain way, see things how he sees them, so they can work in, combination with one another. So, I mean, all that stuff's been good. And then, honestly, playing next to Connor Williams. I know Connor's playing a new position that he's played, but the guy's played in the NFL. He's played a lot of football in the NFL. So, I mean, another guy that maybe isn't a veteran like at Terron that's played 10 plus years, but he's a guy that's seen a lot of football and is also can be very helpful to the guys next to him.
I guess just to quickly follow up on that, I guess, have you noticed Liam, playing more instinctually than he showed on tape last year when he was kind of bouncing around?
Honestly, hard for me to comment on that because what exactly is being asked of him in previous years, not just like scheme-wise, but then like the little nuances of O-line play, I just don't think it's fair to have a comparison like that.
That's fair.